Hey everyone, welcome back to Talk Leo. I'm Leo, and we are back with another episode. But before we get started today, I have to say something. Gisele, you sound a little different today. Am I imagining things?
No, you're not imagining things. I do sound a little different. I've been experimenting with my voice a little, trying something new. I hope it's not too strange.
It's not strange at all. You sound great. Just different. I was worried for a second that you had a cold or something.
No cold. Just a new sound. I'm still me, still the British one on this show, just with a slightly different voice.
Still the British one, which is perfect because today's episode is all about exactly that. British English versus American English.
And trust me, even with a new voice, I still have very strong opinions about the British way of doing things.
I have no doubt about that. So, for everyone listening, today we are diving into one of the most fascinating topics in the English language, the differences between American and British English. Vocabulary, spelling, pronunciation, culture, all of it.
And there are a lot of differences, more than most people realize. Sometimes it really does feel like two different languages wearing the same name.
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay, let's start with vocabulary, because this is where it gets really fun and really confusing. The same object, two completely different words.
Exactly. Let's start with a simple one. In American English, you say elevator. In British English, we say lift.
Elevator versus lift. Same thing, one word.
And apartment in American English is flat in British English. I live in a flat in London. Perfectly normal British sentence.
And subway, the underground train system in American English. In British English,
The tube, or the underground. Nobody in London says subway. If you say subway in London, people will think you mean the sandwich shop.
the sandwich shop. That's so funny. Okay, French fries in American English.
Chips. We call them chips. And what you call chips, the crunchy ones in a bag, we call crisps.
So your chips are our fries, and your crisps are our chips. I feel like this was designed to confuse people.
I think it might have been, yes. And then there's biscuit. In American English, a biscuit is a kind of soft bread roll. In British English, a biscuit is what you call a cookie.
So if someone offers you a biscuit in England, they're offering you a cookie, not bread.
Exactly. And if you ask for a cookie in a British bakery, they'll probably know what you mean. But it's not the word we use.
Okay, more. Trash can in American English.
Bin. Rubbish bin. Or just the bin. Put it in the bin.
And garbage or trash in American English is rubbish in British English.
Yes, that's rubbish, is also a very British way of saying something is nonsense or bad quality. That film was absolute rubbish.
That film was absolute rubbish. I love that. What about vacation?
Holiday. We say holiday. I'm going on holiday next week. We had a lovely holiday in Portugal.
And schedule. Americans say schedule. How do British people say it?
Schedule. Schedule. The CH makes a sh sound in British English. Schedule.
Schedule versus schedule. Same word, completely different sound.
And math in American English is maths in British English, with an S at the end. I was never very good at maths.
Maths with an S. That always gets me. It's short for mathematics, which is plural, so technically the British version makes more sense.
It absolutely does. I'm glad you admit that.
Don't push it, Giselle.
Sorry.
Okay, let's talk about spelling, because British and American English actually spell a lot of words differently. And this surprises people.
It does. And the differences are very consistent once you know the patterns. The most common one, words ending in "our" in British English become "or" in American English.
So color in British English is color in American English. Favorite becomes favorite. Honor becomes honor. Behavior becomes behavior.
Exactly. And words ending in "re" in British English become in American English. Center becomes center. Theater becomes theater. Meter becomes meter.
And then there's the double L situation. In British English, you double the L in words like traveling and canceled. In American English, single L, traveling, canceled.
And defense with a C in British English becomes defense with an S in American English. License becomes license. Pretense becomes pretense.
These spelling differences come from a man named Noah Webster, an American who in the 1800s deliberately simplified English spelling for the new American nation. He wanted American English to be its own thing.
Which, depending on who you ask, was either a brilliant act of linguistic independence or an absolute disaster.
I'm going to guess the British lean toward the second opinion.
We do have feelings about it, yes.
Now let's talk about some pronunciation differences beyond just the accent. Because it's not just the vowel sounds that are different. Some words are stressed completely differently.
Yes, a great example. Garage. In American English, garage. Stress on the second syllable. In British English, garage. Stress on the first syllable.
And advertisement. Americans say advertisement. 4 syllables, stress on the third.
British English, advertisement. Completely different stress. And we sometimes shorten it to advert. Did you see that advert on TV?
In America, we say commercial for a TV ad, or just ad, not advert.
And herb. In American English, the H is silent. Herb. I added some herb to the soup.
In British English, the H is pronounced herb, herb, with the H.
Which, again, is the original pronunciation. The H was always there.
You're keeping score, aren't you?
I'm just saying. And aluminum, American English. Stress on the second syllable. Aluminum.
In British English, aluminium, with an extra I and 4 syllables. Al-u-min-e-um.
Different word, different stress, different number of syllables. Same element.
English is wild, truly wild. Let's talk about some cultural differences too, because language and culture are always connected. The way people speak reflects the way they think and live.
Absolutely. One of the biggest cultural differences between British and American English is how direct people are.
Americans tend to be more direct, more enthusiastic. If something is good, an American might say, "This is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever had." Very expressive.
British people tend to be more understated, more reserved. If something is really good, a British person might say, "Oh, it's not bad, actually." Or, "Yes, quite good." And that means they love it.
Not bad in British English is basically a 5-star review.
Essentially, yes. If a British person says something is quite good, that's high praise. If they say it's not bad at all, they're thrilled.
And if a British person says, "That's interesting," what does that mean?
It means they hate it. How interesting is basically the British way of saying, I strongly disagree, but I'm too polite to say so.
That is so British. I love it. And what about sorry? Because British people say sorry a lot.
We do. Sorry in British English doesn't always mean an apology. It's also used to get someone's attention. Sorry, could you help me? Or to ask someone to repeat themselves. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
In American English, sorry is more specifically an apology. If someone bumps into you on the street in America, they might say, "Excuse me," or "My bad." In Britain,
Sorry. Definitely sorry. Even if it's not their fault. Even if you bumped into them, they'll apologize.
the most polite people on earth.
We try our best.
Okay, let's do our conversations. 3 situations, and we're going to play with the British and American differences naturally.
I'm ready.
Hey Giselle, I'm going on vacation next week. Any recommendations?
Oh, lovely. Where are you going?
I'm thinking somewhere in Europe. Maybe take the subway. I mean the tube, around London.
The tube. Yes, you're learning. London is wonderful. Take the tube everywhere. It's much easier than driving. And make sure you visit some proper British chippies.
Chippies.
Fish and chip shops. Chips, not crisps. You'll love it. And grab a biscuit with your tea.
A cookie with my tea. Got it.
Biscuit. But yes, exactly. Leo, can you help me with something? I'm writing an email and I'm not sure whether to use the American or British spelling. My audience is mixed.
What's the word?
Color or color. Center or center. I can never decide which to use when writing for an international audience.
Honestly, pick one and be consistent. Most international readers understand both. But if you're writing for an American company, go American spelling. British company, British spelling. Mixed audience, either works. Just don't mix them in the same document.
That's really helpful. Consistent is the key word.
Exactly. And spell check will catch it either way. Just make sure your spell check is set to the right variety of English.
Oh, that's a great point. I've had spell check correct my British spellings to American ones before, and I didn't even notice.
Happens to everyone. Always check your settings. Hey, did you watch that show last night? The one set in London?
I did. I loved it. Though I noticed a few moments where the American actors were using very American expressions in what was supposed to be a British setting.
Like what?
One character said, "I'll take out the trash," but a British character would say, "I'll take out the rubbish." And another said, "Let's take the elevator." It should have been, "Let's take the lift."
Those little details really matter for authenticity, don't they?
They really do. And as a viewer who grew up in Britain, those moments pull you right out of the story.
That's actually a great lesson for our listeners. The more you know about these differences, the more you'll notice them in movies, in music, in conversations. And that awareness makes you a better speaker.
Exactly. It's not just about being correct. It's about understanding the culture behind the language.
Okay, let's wrap up. Today was a big one. American English versus British English.
We talked about vocabulary differences. Elevator and lift, apartment and flat, chips and crisps, cookies and biscuits, vacation and holiday, trash and rubbish.
We talked about spelling differences, color and color, theater and theater, traveling and traveling, defense and defense.
We talked about pronunciation differences. Garage, advertisement, herb, aluminum and aluminium.
And we talked about cultural differences, how Americans tend to be more direct and expressive, while British people tend to be more understated and reserved, and how not bad in British English is basically a standing ovation.
Essentially, yes.
The big lesson today: English is not one thing. It's a living language that changed differently on different sides of the ocean. And understanding both sides makes you a more complete English speaker.
And don't worry about which one to learn. Both are correct, both are used, both are beautiful. Just be consistent with whichever one you choose, and stay curious about the other.
Next episode, we're going to talk about feelings and emotions in English. How to express what you feel beyond just happy and sad. It's going to be a deep one.
I'm looking forward to that one. See you next time.
See you next time.
See you soon.
Peace.